County's recent decision to ban the loan option impacting unincorporated areas, so cities that have their own jurisdiction were left out of the county's ruling. And tonight, Taft City Council met to discuss the issue in their city, hoping to get input from people in the community before officials make any final decisions.
And 23 ABC's Natalie Tarangoli at that meeting tonight that left City Council members in Taft a little disappointed about the turnout.
Taft City officials decided to take a closer look at PACE programs, which they discovered may be doing homeowners more harm than good. It's an issue put in the spotlight by county supervisors recently. Now Taft Mayor Dave Knorr and City Council giving residents a chance to voice their concerns as the city decides whether or not to eliminate the loan program.
By the turnout, it would seem to indicate that there are not that many people who have either been victims of it or that many people who are going to participate in it that hate to see it go.
A homeowner reached out to the city in April, explaining that a PACE loan on their home doubled their mortgage payment. That's why Knorr was hoping to hear more feedback before the city makes a final decision.
Those who actually benefit from the program beyond the consumer, which would be the contractors, and who you would think would have a great deal of support, especially if a municipality was considering suspending their participation in that program.
PACE and the HERO program alike allow homeowners to fund energy upgrades to their home and funds adding green appliances, such as solar panels or energy-efficient air conditioning. But the program has interest rates of up to 18%, which is higher than standard lending. Homeowners go into default when they miss 2 consecutive payments, and under California law, when the balance isn't paid, a home can go into foreclosure, or worse, auctioned off at a tax sale. Knorr believes the program wasn't created to hurt homeowners, but high interest rates and hidden risks are hurting them.
It's the way that the PACE program can actually accelerate the process regarding taking people's homes back, and the default portion of it that ended up being the Achilles heels to the program.
The council says they'll take more public comment on whether or not to end the program at a future meeting. For now, they'll pull the PACE program from their city website.
There are people who should take a hard look at what the long-term effect is going to be upon them.
In Taft, Natalie Tarangoli, 23 ABC.
And taking you into